The first example is a peculiar form I call the squid. It features a round shape in front of the glider with an enclosing flat backside. The squid is able to move because this round front side is a self-contained glider. The additional features behind it are supported by the gliding front side. The squid has several close cousins, the simplest being squids with 1 or 2 tentacles. A more interesting relative is this 4-form glider with moving tentacles. The tentacles move from top to bottom, giving a resemblance of propelled swimming motion. Of course, the tentacle movement can also be mirrored, like in all asymmetric gliders. Another relative of the squid is this 3-form glider with a simple swimming cycle. This straightforward swimming motion gives a simple but delightful glider. There's also this impressive version of the squid, with long tentacles hanging on one side. This pleasing variation is quite rare to occur, and I suspect there are many more rarer versions of the squid than I have featured here. The squid also has an enormous relative, which I call the giant squid. The giant squid has 4 separate forms and is quite common to occur in the simulations. This glider also moves constantly forward and can arise from many natural phenomena. This is one of the largest gliders I have found so far. It's also one of my favorites with its impressive size and recognizable form. Another example is a small glider I call the turtle. The turtle has a characteristic shield on its backside and seems to completely hide under the shield in one of its forms. The 4 legs featured in this form seem to move into a swimming motion, propelling the turtle forward. The 3rd form is a typical glider form in the Game of Life 3D, and there are several other gliders utilizing similar shapes. Sadly, the turtle does not seem to have any close relatives, or at least I haven't been able to find them. Another common glider type is the arc glider, which all have a curvy form on their front side. Having dozens of close relatives, this glider type boasts a multitude of different behaviors. Many arc gliders leave a smoking trail, or even shoot projectiles. For example, this arc glider shoots a basic glider type from its side every few steps. There are also other kinds of shooters, like this one. If the simulation edge is appropriately close, the shot even results in a small explosion form. Here is another interesting example of an arc glider. It has similar effect on its backside as one of the squids. Game of Life 3D also boasts a huge range of different gliders I have categorized as spaceships. The main characteristic of a ship are forms which seem more artificial than natural. Simple ships are types which are often symmetrical and seem to somewhat or completely retain their form in their procession. For example, this ship has only one form and most accurately looks like some kind of a spaceship. In contrast, this large spaceship glider has 6 separate forms. It seems to form a large tail spoiler just before annihilating it into fumes behind the ship. As you can see, the ship also utilizes a round shape in its procession. In this specific state, the front side of the ship is exactly the same form as we saw in the turtle. This indicates that you could in principle create as large a glider as you wish by systematically extending existing gliders with specific forms. Another example of a spaceship glider is the fighter jet. This glider showcases an iconic form, which is an obvious fighter aircraft to me. Morphing ships are gliders which change their form dramatically in their procession. These are most often asymmetrical and almost completely lose their form before returning into more recognizable states. A nice example of a morphing ship is this peculiar glider I call the UFO. One form of the glider is almost a complete disc, but it soon disassembles into something quite different. The UFO also has a close relative, featuring a similar disc shape. This glider, however, has so natural swimming motion that I started calling it the Stingray. Edge crawlers are gliders which can only function at the very edge of the simulation. The simulation edge produces a row of cells where no neighbors can be found on one side. You could think the simulation edge as a wall the glider is sliding against. A funny example is this glider I call the postman. It leaves behind delivery boxes every few steps. This is all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you'd like more content like this, please like and subscribe. All the simulations in this video were done using the Game of Life 3D application. See the download links in the description to get it for your own device. Thank you and bye.